What up, guys? Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Had Archer's Powers. This is part 34, and I don't want to waste my time with a recap, so with that said, let's just get into this, shall we, guys? After the battle with the Chiya Hisaikai, as many members were basically being taken away and taken down, with only one member of the 8 Bullets who was still fighting, but was still being taken down by Ryuku, Nejire, Ochako, and Tsuyu. Not only that, the League of Villains members, being Toga, Twice, and Medusa, did still end up escaping, and we're waiting for the perfect chance to also capture Overhaul as well, just like they would in canon. However, Izuku took a lot of damage during this fight, and since Eri wasn't there to, rewind his body while fighting against Overhaul, he's basically in critical condition. Not on the same level as Sir Night-Eye would be, but still pretty bad in a way, as he was rushed quickly to the nearest hospital. As Izuku goes through surgery, basically again, to remove all of his weapons from his back. And not only that, a few of them also came out of the front of his body this time as well. So yeah. But just a miracle, Izuku was able to pull through and survive. But this time, One for All and his quirk projection has completely wrecked him entirely, changing his body as well, with also his green hair is now completely white, and his skin is now permanently dark as well. Soon after, Izuku finally wakes up after at least an entire day, with him waking up with the sight of Momo actually in his hospital room, as she didn't want to leave his side one bit, with Izuku basically feeling intense pain all over his body, as he even has a hard time trying to even move his fingers and hands in his arms either, as thinking that it's possibly due to certain biotics in his body that's keeping him numb. However, that's not the case. The reason being is that his body is still trying to adjust after, using One for All and projection, as his nerves are, just like before, completely shot, completely teared apart and everything, like the doctor said after the summer camp arc. With that, Izuku feels like his chance of becoming a hero is now being shorter and shorter by each and every day now, if this continues. And it's mostly due to the reason of him already. If he didn't have One for All, then he wouldn't be doomed to such a tragic and short lifespan after all. Due to this, he still will be dying have a short life, just like all the past predecessors who had quirks and were given One for All as well. So that will never change. After noticing that Izuku's finally wake up, Momo couldn't help but feel so much joy, and was so sad that Izuku could have died, as Izuku sees Momo crying so badly, he couldn't help but hug her as well, apologizing constantly, saying that he didn't mean to make her worry so much about him. After it finally being morning, with Izuku getting a couple of visitors, being Aizawa and Sir Night-Eye, alongside Jikotsu as well, with Aizawa saying, "How are you holding up, problem child?" With Izuku saying, "I've been better. Still, my body still feels a little bit numb though, so It's gonna be a while until that effect wears off on me, with Tsunade saying, Doria, what you did was reckless and could have normally backfired on you horribly if you weren't transported to the hospital as soon as possible. Is Sir Izuku saying, I understand, sir, but we were in a desperate situation. Not only that, each and all of you were knocked out and unconscious. Who knows what Chisaki would have done if I didn't step in. But I don't regret what I chosen. As soon, Chikotsu saying, well said, Midoriya, with both Aizawa and Tsunade looking at the blonde-haired boy, saying, what? He made a good call. It didn't matter if he sacrificed himself or not, as long as Eri was safe. That's all that matters. And that girl's life mattered more than all of ours, if I last recall. As soon, Izuku saying, Chikotsu-senpai, with saying, you should get some rest, Midoriya. Besides, I'm pretty sure you're going to be needing to go back to classes tomorrow. So get as much rest as you need. Got it? With that, Izuku saying yes. With Aizawa and Tsunade leaving as well. With soon Aizawa saying, that kid, one of these days he's seriously going to give the people around him a literal heart attack if he keeps doing stuff like this. With soon Tsunade saying, he truly is like All Might. With Aizawa saying, what was that? With Tsunade saying, it's nothing. Just thinking to myself, that's all. I'm going to head back to my agency and file the report. Midoriya may have been injured, but it wasn't done by a villain. It was due to his own quirk and how his body is unable to handle it. So, it's his own fault, but seeing how everything played out, I guess I should try and take some responsibility for allowing him to go all out. With soon, Aizawa saying, I guess so. However, knowing him, he would have still found a reason to have to. Even so, you can't actually blame him. With soon Aizawa leaving, with Mirio holding Eri in his arms, actually asking Tsunade that Izuku has woken up, with Tsunade saying yes he has. After hearing this, Mirio took Eri to see Izuku. With soon Tsunade began thinking, All Might, I thought for sure that you chose the wrong successor, due to you choosing a naive boy who had no idea what he was doing with his own quirk. But as I saw with my own eyes, I didn't see a boy who basically didn't know what he was doing. I saw a hero willing to put his own life on the line to save one girl, even if it meant killing somebody or even himself in the process. He truly is worthy of one for all, and I was wrong. After finishing his train of thought, he soon pulls out his phone and looked through his contacts as it said Toshinori Yagi, and then pressed on it, with soon saying, All Might, I wish to talk to you, just the two of us. And do you have any time off from UA at any chance? Soon, couple days have gone by, with Izuku finally returned back to UA a couple days ago, but Bakugo's still trying to work on his support, getting his provisional license remedial classes as usual. It was pretty tricky without Shoto there, since he was able to pass his. But even so, Bakugo was still able to get by. Barely, but still. Next up, we have the school festival arc as usual, with tension among, students in UA still getting pretty high due to the dorm system and many of the general studies and possibly even business course students, well, blaming the hero course classes like mostly class 1A after all. Not only that, everyone in class 1A still goes with going for a concert for their event for their classroom after all. With Eri actually wanting to see Mirio, Izuku, and also Momo as well, as she was worried for all of them and wanting to see how they were doing after saving her, as she would still be in the hospital, not due to quarantine due to her quirk, but mostly being treated for her injuries after being what Overhaul did to her. However, realizing that she still has tons of scarring around her arms and legs after all, as they're the only people that Eri has made somewhat of a connection and a bond with after all, as the three would spend a lot of time with Eri and trying to make her feel less lonely being in the hospital after all, with even thinking of trying to cheer her up by bringing her to UA's, school festival as well, with Momo actually being a little bit worried, asking if it's okay for her to even leave the hospital, with soon Aizawa coming in saying, we'll be able to watch over her during this time, just until the end of the school festival at least, as soon everyone is kind of happy about this, as even Eri, who still has a hard time trying to smile as usual. But just like before, Gentle Criminal and La Brava would still plan to, sneak into UA as usual. As for Class 1A, Izuku still tries to do his best to be part of the dance team, and says that he's improved quite a bit, with even Momo noticing Izuku's dancing and couldn't help but, sneak off from time to time from, practicing with the band to see her boyfriend, which is kind of out of character for Momo, but love makes you do crazy things after all. With Izuku actually getting a little bit embarrassed with this, with Momo actually saying don't because she actually loves seeing him dance, with Izuku saying thank you, Momo. As the members of the dance team, Mina, Aoyama, and also Toru couldn't help but love how their relationship has gotten so well. Even surprised on seeing how Momo is willing to always do anything for Izuku, and even willing to break the rules for her boyfriend. However, some think it's kind of annoying, but couldn't help but think how much they make a great couple. After finally seeing her boyfriend, she finally leaves to finish practicing with Jiro, Bakugo, and the others, with soon Izuku just giving her a kiss goodbye. However, as Momo leaves, that's when Eri and Mirio would soon show up as usual, and Izuku would still probably show Eri around the school while everybody's getting the festivals ready to go and everything. With not only that, as the days finally tick down, and also this is also still when Izuku needed to go and get some new rope for the stage crew, as he would still run into Gentle Criminal and La Brava as usual, with noticing that they plan on to infiltrate UA. With this, Izuku would be way more prepared than he would be in canon. Even though his body is still recovering from the battle with Overhaul, he would still try his best to make sure that they don't make it. However, Izuku would use mostly his weaponry and armory to help him out to take down Gentle Criminal and La Brava without any troubles. As they continue fighting, Izuku notices that Gentle Criminal isn't as evil or as dastardly as any of the other villains he's fought, as in a way, he actually reminds him a lot of his old self, as even though Izuku was a genius at archery, people never saw him as a hero, never saw him at any potential whatsoever until he met All Might and until he gave him One for All, which Izuku finally had the confidence to keep moving forward and to have amazing friends and an amazing girlfriend as well. With that, even though understanding Gentle Criminal, he still can let him anywhere near UA to put an end to the festival whatsoever, no matter what. As the two continue battling, as their determination and wills, who had the strongest one, as Izuku still won the battle. However, just like before, like with Hound Dog and Ectoplasm showing up, Izuku still stood up for Gentle Criminal and La Brava and everything as well. So, hoping that they won't be seriously charged and just, well, trespassing instead of unlawful entry. So yeah, with that, Izuku was still able to make it to the concert, as they were as Class 1A performed just as they would in canon, as it's still being awesome as ever. After that's what leads to the, well, Endeavor facing against the high-end Nomu, as that still goes just like it would in canon as well. So nothing wouldn't change there, just letting you guys know. And with all that said, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Also, sorry if this doesn't seem action-packed or pretty, like, badass or something like that. Personally, I just wanted to get this over with so I can start my new What If series. I hope you guys can understand. Expect the new What If by next month, if anything. And so, with all that said, this is Leo Mookie, signing out. Later, guys.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!